Okay. Okay, there we go. Mic check, mic check. Let's get it. Give me 1 second, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Let me know what it do. Nakia Gordon, what's good? Let me know if y'all can hear me. I'm using this mic, this portable mic. I'm using this. Okay, we good, we good. Appreciate y'all putting up to the Bootleg Ass Studio, man. Listen, I went live last night, and about maybe 75% of my live, man, my mic was goddamn muted. It wasn't even muted. It's something that deals. It was a technical issue. I just had to flip my interface on or off and back on. That's all I had to do. Because it does that sometimes. I don't know why. But the whole time I was sitting there running my damn mouth, my shit was not picking up the audio. Nobody told me. Nobody said shit in the comment section. Yeah, man. Nobody said shit in the comment section. Y'all know I'm a one-man band. I can't listen and got to do the other. You feel me? But anyway, man, I did a bunch of. I touched on a couple topics last night, man, and it's a pretty good live if y'all was able to hear it. But it was a bad live because I wasn't able to hear it, but it would have been dope. Would have been dope. But anyway, nevertheless, sometimes that type of shit happens when you know what I'm saying, streaming and trying to do your thing. There's been times where I've done a whole reaction video and I wasn't even damn recording. Man, I remember I did this one reaction to this teenager. She brought a gun to school. It was one of the best reactions I had. And what happened with that one? I forgot what happened with that one. I was recording, but I think it was another technical issue. But there was another video I did where I'm talking about this real big heavy lady got caught shoplifting in Walmart. And that shit was funny. And I wasn't recording on it. By the time I got done, I was just like, I just wanted to pick everything up and just throw that shit. I was like, God damn. Anyway, that type of shit happens, man. That type of shit happens. You know, they say I got hella lag right now, man. It always do that. Let me try to switch cameras and see if that'll help. Let me see if that will help. It always do that when I go live. I done got to the point where I just ignore it because I don't know what it is. I don't know why it does that. So I don't know if this helps, but this is the built-in camera on my MacBook. So I'm gonna use this built-in camera. Hopefully that lessens the lag, but I don't think it's gonna get rid of it. But we here though. We in the Bootleg Ass Studio. We on the balcony, you know what I'm saying? We enjoying this good weather. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit this little tree right quick. And I'm hoping each and everybody having a great day. Make sure y'all like the video. Let me know where you tuning in from. Appreciate you, Nakia Gordon, for pulling up to the Bootleg Ass Stew. Oh, God, indubitably. So we're going to start this thing off with some breaking news, man. With some breaking news. Ah, man, this is a sad day in Dallas Cowboy history. We have a Dallas Cowboy player. I'm not too big on sports. So hold on, let me get this info. I don't know his name, but I do know this is a trending topic as of right now. So we have a Dallas Cowboy player who has died from an apparent self-deletion, if you follow me. From the apparent self-deletion. Hold on, let me share the screen with y'all. My bad. We're getting a slow start. We're just getting started. All right, so his name was Marshawn Nealand. And he dies by apparent deletion after crash, or self-deletion after crash. I don't know what this man was going through. I've never heard of this player, but this is a sad situation. Let's see what's going down. Make sure that like button is lit. Subscribe to the channel. Share the stream. There you go.
Michael, can you hear us now? Hey, Lauren, I got you.
Hey, great.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. You guys are one of the first ones to share this scanner traffic about what was going on. And I think we're all still just trying to piece together exactly what happened. I know we've got crews out and about working to gather information. What have you guys discovered? If you can just tell us what you know and how this has played out.
Yeah, it's just a horribly sad story, obviously. Around 10:40 p.m., 10:39 to be exact, Lauren, Frisco police got a phone call from the Texas Department of Public Safety, essentially asking for help, requesting help with a pursuit that was going on that had entered Frisco. Police momentarily, for a few minutes, lost track of this vehicle that they were trying to pursue. It's not exactly clear why the initial stop was enacted. There are some reports that it was because there was a traffic violation. Anyway, this car that we now obviously believe to be Marshawn Nealand was in the pursuit, gets away for a few minutes. Cops ultimately find the car a few minutes later, but the vehicle is empty. It had been involved in a crash on the Dallas Parkway.
Got it.
Oh, so it wasn't just like he tried to take himself out? Let me beg this up. I'm sorry, y'all. I had a text message come in that I had to respond to. You feel me? Let me beg this up. I got to get this information. Hold on.
Hey, Lauren, I got you.
Hey, great.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. You guys are one of the first ones to share this scanner traffic about what was going on. And I think we're all still just trying to piece together exactly what happened. I know we've got crews out and about working to gather information. You guys discovered if you can just tell us what you know and how this has played out.
Yeah, it's just a horribly sad story, obviously. Around 10:40 p.m., 10:39 to be exact, Lauren, Frisco police got a phone call from the Texas Department of Public Safety, essentially asking for help, requesting help with a pursuit that was going on that had entered Frisco. Police momentarily, for a few minutes, lost track of this vehicle that they were trying to pursue. It's not exactly clear why the initial stop was enacted. There are some reports that it was because there was a traffic violation. Anyway, this car that we now obviously believe to be Marshawn Nealand was in the pursuit, gets away for a few minutes. Cops ultimately find the car a few minutes later, but the vehicle is empty. It had been involved in a crash on the Dallas Parkway. Police then set up a perimeter, and they are trying to find the driver of the car, again, who we ultimately find out was Marshawn Nealand. They use drones, they use canines, and ultimately, after 2 hours, using a drone that has some sort of heat-seeking technology where they could find the warmth of a body, they located Nealand deceased in a portable toilet. And it appears it was from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
Oh, so he did take himself out. Okay.
I guess one thing, if I can hop in, Lauren, that from the different statements we're getting, Michael, there was a pursuit, like you mentioned. We don't really know if, I guess at this point, I don't know if you have any more information on,
And what is an NFL player, O.J. Simpson, doing running from the police? You know what I'm saying? Like, what reason are you trying to evade arrest? What did you do? Are you drunk? And if you are, is this your third DUI that's gonna send you down the road? Because if not, then I mean, you got that money to pay that fee, get you out. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a slap on the wrist. Don't do it again.
Was Marshawn Nealand speeding? Was there something else going on, or did people just alert the officials to go and try and pursue him because of what they?
So I'll say it like this: we haven't confirmed the information, but there are reports out there that indicate that he was traveling at a very high rate of speed, and that was the reason for the initial stop. Although they sadly didn't get him stopped. Try and pull him over, and he again momentarily gets away and then flees. But not confirmed by us. But the reports are that he was traveling at a very high rate of speed.
I think it's puzzling. So there's about a 2-hour time frame you're saying from where he leaves the vehicle to where they discover him.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Lauren. It's from 10:39 to it's even more actually, Lauren. I think I said 2 hours, but from 10:39 p.m. To ultimately found at 1:31 a.m. So there was quite some time, and they say again they were using the drones, using the dogs to try and find him, but just sadly did not get to him in time.
Yeah, on that scanner traffic that you guys played on TMZ, and I was talking about with Jeff, you hear them say the NFL has called.
Yeah. I had never heard anything like that before. And it's not exactly clear how the NFL even knew this was going on, but the NFL called, and then one of the dispatchers says, I'm going to call the Cowboys. So it seems like the team and the league were involved in real time. Now, to what degree, that's not known. But yeah, I had never heard anything like that before, Lauren, that they actually said that, yeah, we've got a call on the other line from the NFL. And it's just not clear how they knew. You can just tell, though, even listening to the dispatch audio and what they were being told from the girlfriend and from the family, they were really concerned about his mental state and that he might do something to himself. And sadly, the worst outcome here happened.
So this dude been tripping already. He been spazzing out already for them to be worried about his mental state. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing new to him. Unfortunately, he was probably already, skating on thin ice with his mental health.
Yeah. Was there anything else, Michael, that seemed uncharacteristic from other scanner calls like this that you've listened to in the past?
Yeah, just that was the one part that stood out to me. That and not that it was unusual, but just the concern for him that you could tell that it didn't seem like things had been going well for him. It seemed like he had been dealing with some mental health issues leading up to the incident, and it was very clear that that's what the family was feeling. It's a horribly sad story when 24 years old. I just feel senseless.
Yeah, we heard from his agent. His agent said that he poured his heart into every snap, every practice, every moment on the field. Yeah. And his statement says, to lose someone with his talent, his spirit, and his goodness is a pain I can hardly put into words. I think while he was struggling, he clearly was loved by many. And
that was one of the things that I've noticed. It seems he was very well liked, Lauren, that everybody loved being around him. And I think that's a credit to him. It probably says a lot about him as a person.
Yeah, there hasn't been a ton of social media reaction from his teams. Yeah, I'm sure they're still processing this.
Right.
One defensive teammate, Wanye Thomas, just said, sick to my stomach, my brother. And so I'm sure there'll be a lot more of that throughout the course of the day.
I think so too. And I suppose maybe because you guys are on the bye week this week too, that everyone's not at the facility today. But I would think, I think the tributes probably start rolling in here very soon.
Yeah, we've heard from the NFL. They did a post, obviously the one from the Dallas Cowboys. I know we also heard from the former defensive coordinator from Mike Zimmer had a statement basically saying that he was just heartbroken and that he had told him, like, dude, the last thing he says, dude, just keep being you because you're awesome and you're going to have a great career, and just is heartbroken to learn.
Right, to score that touchdown on Sunday and to see him make that play and the joy in the end zone, and to think now just a couple of days later that we're here, it almost doesn't seem like it could be.
Yeah, I don't watch sports, but I did see where somebody made a post said he just scored a touchdown or whatever. So is this a new player? Let me see. I know nothing about this player, unfortunately. What's his name? Marshawn Nealon.
Real and sadly it is.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've talked about that play, but it just kind of goes back to we really never know in these stories what's happening behind the scenes.
Right. I heard that's the pinnacle of his career. Great point. Yeah, it's like you're on the Dallas Cowboys. You've got making all this money, and you think everything's good, but you never know what people are going through. And I think that's probably a good message for us all to remember here now.
Michael Babcock, as always, thank you for your coverage. Appreciate it. If you find out any more, please let us know.
Okay, so he just joined the Cowboys in 2024. Says he was born 2001 in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Died November 6th today in Frisco. Okay. Defensive end. Unfortunately, man, hey, my condolences to his family. I hope they're able to pull through and make it through these hard times. Yeah. That's a very unfortunate situation. Yeah. What is that leg like? Is it a little bit better? Hell no. Hell no. That leg ain't no better on either camera, huh? So if it ain't no better, then I might as well put it on my webcam, the 4K. If it's gonna be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? Make me look better. I don't want to look dull and shit. I'm already lagging. At least make me look clear. You know what I'm saying? What we look like? So that camera is worse, huh? Hit that like button, y'all. We got up in the building. My boy Petey done pulled up. What's up, man? Shit, what's good? What's good? Yeah, man, I know I'm lagging, bro. I'm lagging. This always happens when I go live. You know what I'm saying? I have to explain this to my live viewers all the time. I don't know why it lags when I go live. I don't know why. I don't know why. I have not figured this shit out. This is why I don't like going live. I love going live, but I hate going live at the same time because it is. So when I much rather just do my pre-records because it's smoother. I ain't got to worry about no lagging, none of that. But I like going live so much. I said, fuck the lag. Until I figure it out, we're just gonna have to move through these kinks and get it how we get it. Unfortunately, but I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Nevertheless, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Nevertheless, hey man, make sure y'all go follow my boy Petey Devontae. Make sure y'all go follow my man, bro. You know what I'm saying? DJ Zulu. You feel me? We got to put on for the 903. Said check the latency. That's some shit I don't know about right there, bro. I'm gonna have to tap in with you and see. Is that gonna be in my settings? I may have to. Let me see if I can. Is that gonna be in my system settings? Maybe there's some shit I have to do once I jump off live. Okay. I may have to jump off live. When I jump off live, I'll check all that out. But as for now, is this camera worse than the other camera? Than the built-in camera? Let me just go back to the dual camera. Is that bit gonna work a little bit? Is it gonna work a little bit? Before we get into this next story. Damn. I'm checking me out. Oh, it ain't doing no better. Okay. All right, well, moving right on along. Appreciate y'all for putting up to the bootleg ass studio. We got NYC in the crib. Who else we got in the building? Let me know who y'all is and where y'all at. No. I'm talking about NYC, North Carolina. My bad. North Carolina in the building. Shout out to Nate. Appreciate you for putting up to the bootleg ass studio. We up in this thing. All right, so in this next story, man, this right here is wild. All right, so it says police are looking for a suspect who they said forced her way into a group home, hit a worker in the mouth, and stole a cell phone. Let's get up into that. Let's get up into that. Brookfield group home, strong armed robbery suspect arrested. They said strong armed. Look at them. All right, so Brookfield, Wisconsin, right? Says the Brookfield Police Department is looking for a suspect who they said forced her way into a group home, hit a worker in the motherfucking mouth, and stole a cell phone on Thursday night, November 4th. What they're saying, it happened near Calhoun and North around 6:50 p.m. Police described the suspect, who goes by Day Day. Is this serious? This got to be comedy, man, because Day Day gonna whoop something. Anybody named Day Day gonna whoop something. Anyway, it says who goes by Day Day, as heavier set and 20 to 30 years old. She left the scene in a gray Dodge Caravan. Listen, man, police said the suspect was seen on camera wearing a black shirt, black pants, and black and white shoes. She had a chain necklace, hoop earrings, and piercings on the left eyebrow and lip. Anyone with information, you can do what you do. I wish we had video. I need this video. This baby up in there, she ain't playing no games. Look at her. She came in there with some slides on. How she whoop y'all and was able to flee the scene in some slides. Day Day. Anybody named Day Day gonna whoop some, I'm telling you. right, so yeah, she bogarted her way up in there, you know what I'm saying, forced her way, hit somebody in the mouth and stole a cell phone. What she need with this cell phone? What was her
New tonight, a man says 2 women kidnapped.
What was her intentions? Was that her intentions to run up in there and steal that cell phone? Cause why you run up in a group home, hit somebody in the mouth, and steal a cell phone? But anyway, speaking of force, and we got this next story where this man says women kidnapped him and forced him into sex work. Held him at gunpoint, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get up into this, man. This next story is for the books. I haven't heard something like this.
Kidnapped him at gunpoint and forced him into sex work.
Court records backing up the victim's story, and he's sharing it only on 13. ABC 13's Luke Jones is live at the Harris County Jail detailing those 6 days of terror, Luke.
Yeah, and what a terror it was. So far, the only charges are aggravated kidnapping, but this man says in reality, he was really the victim of sex trafficking. Masterminded, he says, by a woman who called herself Cookie, operating out of a North Harris County motel.
It was really ghetto. It was scary.
A young man who still shudders when he thinks about all he endured. For almost a week, he says he was held captive in a room at the Regency Inn on Cypress Station near FM 1960. Forced, he says, to have sex for money. We're blurring his face to protect his privacy.
It was a lot of crackheads, like a lot of them, like a lot of sketchy homeless people.
A life, he says, he never imagined for himself. One the Harris County Sheriff's Office says he was sucked into October 18th. That's when they say one of the victim's friends, Esmeralda Pena, invited him to the Regency.
She said that she had a job for me, like she was gonna help me make some money because I didn't have a job.
Once here, he says he was introduced to this woman, Herbanique Forrest, although...
Wow. Imagine that. Again, y'all, that's this church. You don't want to do it now. Anyway, when I went live the other day on the balcony and I leaned back, the chair made a squeaky noise. And it ain't me farting. That's all I'm telling y'all. See what I'm saying? Anyway.
When they met, he says she went by a different name.
Her name was Cookie.
Cookie, he says, quickly said about signing him up for an escort site and told him he'd have to have sex with men for money. The next day, he says he saw an opportunity to escape and returned home. But just 4 hours later, deputies say a doorbell camera shows Pena and Forrest at the victim's front door, this time with an armed man.
That's
Investigators
wild.
say they and Nixon Simmons forced him into a car at gunpoint.
Cookie.
Is that a yeah, it is. Y'all know what it on. Y'all know what I ain't gonna go there. It's just I'm making an observation. I ain't knocking nobody's lifestyle. You feel me? I ain't knocking nobody's lifestyle. But that don't look like what it's portraying to be. That's all I'm saying.
Started beating me, and she was like, "Don't I ever leave again? Like if I ever leave, like she'll blow my brains out."
For the next 6 days, he says he was beaten, plied with drugs, and deprived of food. At night, he says he was expected to solicit men in this Ross parking lot. Although
I was just gonna say he kind of sounded a little, you know, himself too. So, you know,
he says he only ever slept with one.
I knew that if I made them money, they would keep making me work for them. They'll keep me around.
Damn.
So I just try not to sleep with anybody.
Even so, he says
that's not funny, but that's genius. Because that motherfucker said, listen, most people would try to make them money to stay alive, to survive, to keep from being beaten, you know what I'm saying, deleted or whatever, what's going to happen to this man said, I knew if I kept making them money, that was going to keep me around. Man. Yeah. He jumped. He was ahead. He was ahead with that one.
Him drained, and at one point, hoping Forrest would make good on an earlier threat.
Like a couple of days in, I kind of wanted her to kill me. Like I told her to kill me, like just get it over with.
In the end,
motherfucker ain't gonna do it when you ready to die, when you ready to go. No, they be like, whoa, hold on. They start switching up some shit. They start getting scared like, man, this motherfucker really ready to go. If you was, oh, please, no, they probably would have off his ass. Then, man, he dropped his nuts on him. He said, you know what, fuck this. I'd rather die than to be, you know what I'm saying, degraded like this. You feel me? Man stood on business.
He says it was his aunt who saved him. October 24th, he says he was able to text her using a phone he'd hidden from his captors and that she picked him up during one of those nights out in the Ross parking lot.
I was just like, yeah, this is not a good place to be at.
And the victim says he wasn't the only one forced to do this. One of the suspects, Esmeralda Pena, also beaten and made to walk the streets, he says. Right now, this case still under active investigation. Live downtown, Luke Jones.
Oh, man, imagine that. Imagine that, man. You getting held at gunpoint to sell pussy. Oh, no, bro. That's wild business. And why they want him so bad? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? Why they want him so bad? It's wild business. Y'all be careful out here, man. Any given second, man, your ass could get faced with a situation. You know what I'm saying? So stay on your pivot. You feel me? Stay on your pivot. Watch your surroundings. Stay on your toes. All right. Now, in this next wild case, we got a case dropped against Toledo woman. Police said cut man's testicle during break-in. Let's see. We got a video. We might got an ad, so bear with me. Let's see what's going down.
Criminal case against the woman accused of cutting a man's testicle. According to court filings from this morning, alleged victim didn't show up for court twice. 45-year-old Juanita Hopings was facing felonious assault and aggravated burglary charges. Police allege she kicked open the victim's front door, eventually assaulting and cutting him. He did need medical treatment at the hospital.
Developing tonight, the Lucas County.
Did y'all hear that, man? One more time for those in the
case
back.
Against the woman accused of cutting a man's testicle. According to court filings from this morning, alleged victim didn't show up for court twice. Alleged victim didn't show up for court twice. Filings from this morning, alleged victim didn't show up for court twice.
Oh man, that's wild business. That's crazy. This woman cut your balls, bro. And you didn't show up for court, so she won by default. What happened? You better have been in another dire situation to where you couldn't show up. But twice? That means that means you didn't want her to get charged. That means you still fucking with her after she done cut your balls. Say what?
45-year-old Juanita Hopings was facing felonious assault and aggravated burglary charges. Police allege she kicked open the victim's front door.
She did a kick though. She did a kick though on you, bro.
Eventually assaulting and cutting him. He did need medical treatment at the hospital.
That's wild. All right, let me read this little quick article real quick, see if they got some extra information in there. Court filings from Tuesday morning said the case against Juanita Hopkins, 45 of Toledo, was dropped. The court docket said the alleged victim failed to appear in court twice. Hopkins was originally yada, yada, yada. October 7 gained national attention after 13 ABC story aired. Police alleged she forcibly kicked in the door to the victim's Toledo home on Booth Bay and came in without permission. The victim told investigators that he heard someone break in and ran downstairs to see who it was, and he did not have clothes on at the time. He's down. Balls is at easy access. Shit. The affidavit alleged. See, I was thinking that maybe he was sleep knocked out or something. Cause how a woman pin you down to cut your balls out, bro? How does that happen? She got to be overpowering your ass. You got to be weak or something. Anyway, the affidavit alleged Hope's assaulted man. She knows by cutting his testicle sac with an unknown instrument, causing it to be clearly exposed as a result of the laceration. He needed medical attention, medical treatment at the hospital. Authorities issued a warrant for arrest. She turned herself in just days later on October 10th. The case has now been dropped. Wow. There you have it. There you have it. Hey, man, y'all stay out these toxic relationships. He's still fucking with that bitch, man. He's still fucking with that bitch, dog. What did he do to deserve that, first of all? You had to have done something outrageously terrible. And that's that chair again, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard that little squeaking noise. I got to tell y'all that because it's new people that's probably coming into this live that didn't hear me explain it earlier, that chair is not me farting when I lean and rock. You know what I'm saying? So I got to explain it every time. You feel me? Somebody gonna try to clip that shit, maybe. Whatever. I don't know. But anyway. Yo. Wild times out here, man. Okay. Hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all share the stream. I appreciate y'all for pulling up. We're gonna keep it pushing. So check this out. This next story is wild. If we ain't had no wild stories yet. But look, man, woman is sentenced after blaming her high heels for fatal car crash. She tried her best to wiggle up out of this, but it just didn't work. She blamed her high heels. Let's go.
It's a horrific crash. A speeding Porsche jumps the curb, slamming into a young man on a first date, then hitting a light pole. The driver.
Damn. First date? He didn't even get to smash yet. He got smashed. Never mind.
Driver of the Porsche is Christina Chambers, and she's making an astonishing claim. She says her high heels got stuck on the pedals, and that's why she couldn't control the car.
Christina Chambers was wearing a pair of pricey Christian Louboutin shoes like these. They're about $1,000 and have a distinctive red sole and a very high heel. Just imagine trying to drive in these. So,
women, I'm gonna need y'all help with this. Because I know me as a man, when I have on my slides and I'm driving, I make sure to take off at least my driving foot, the one that I use to press the pedal, my right foot. I take off that slide and I make sure it's not in the way of the pedals to slide anywhere. You feel me? So I'm saying I don't drive with my shoes on if they're if they're gonna come off easy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how difficult it would be to drive in some heels, but do y'all drive in y'all heels when y'all wear heels, or do y'all take them bad boys off? I know a lot of ladies that put them heels on. I've seen a bunch of women put heels on when they get out the car. When they get out of the car going to whatever event function that they're going to. I've never, that I can remember, and I could be wrong, there's a bunch of different people out here that do shit differently, but I've never seen a woman hop out of her vehicle, heels on already. She's always putting them on. Excuse me. She's always putting them on when she hop out the car. Whenever I see a woman hop out the car with some heels on, you see what I'm saying? Even in movies, when you see it in the movie, when she hop out the car, she's putting the heels on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Social media is full of tutorials how to drive in heels.
Oh, I didn't know this was gonna happen. Let's go.
The bottom line is it's not easy, and it's also not recommended. Inside Edition producer Lauren Lavelle gave it a try, and it sure is a challenge.
My heel keeps getting caught in the carpeting every time I maneuver it from the pedal to the brake.
Mark Thiessen is...
As a grown woman, you know this already. You've done this trial and error, so you would know not to drive in some damn heels, ma'am. I don't think you had them on.
Christina Chambers' attorney.
Does your client maintain that it was her shoe that actually really caused this accident?
100%. Yep. She told me when she got out of that hospital, she was telling me about the shoe, and we have gone and preserved that shoe since day one. We sent private investigators to go get not the shoe, but the pedals and get replicas to show how that was absolutely possible.
But prosecutors say her high heels were the least of Christina's problems. The wealthy Houston housewife had been partying
Drunker than a skunk. I knew it. I knew it. Toe up from the damn floor up. That's what it was. Yes, ma'am. Let's go.
all night with friends. Her blood alcohol count was 3 times the legal limit, and they found cocaine in her purse.
We don't believe this happened, this shoe theory. But even if it did,
he's laughing. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's laughing at this bitch lie. He's like, you know what? It's astonishing. It's laughable. If it would be laughable if somebody didn't lose their life. But unfortunately, somebody lost their life. But it is still astonishing how this lady came up with this lie. With your drunk ass.
just adds to the recklessness of her actions. If you're drunk going 70, 80, 90 miles per hour in a sports car and you're wearing high heels, I mean,
Did that thing say 20 miles an hour? Hold on. In the curve, 20 miles per hour in that curve right there. So judging off of the look of this street, this has to be every bit of a no higher than a 45 mile per hour speed limit zone. And once you get into that curve, it drops down to 20. And since it's 20 miles per hour in that curve, I'm going to go ahead and say that that the speed limit is 35 going on this street. According to this street right here, it's probably a 35, no higher than 45 mile per hour speeding zone. And she going how much? 78?
Wearing high heels.
In the curve too?
That doesn't absolve you. That makes it even worse.
Chambers was found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 11 years and 14 days in prison, which happens to be her victim, Joe McMillan's birthday, November 14th.
Wow, that's wild. That's my mama's birthday too.
His parents spoke outside court.
She gave Joe a death sentence, and now we have to live a life sentence without Joe. Joe did not have to die.
The victim's date survived the crash without a scratch.
That's crazy. That's damn near heroic in a way. Like he took the bullet for her, but he ain't get to smash. That's crazy. Nikita Gordon say, I drive with my shit off. Says, I never wear a shoe on my driving foot. I typically, even when I'm wearing my tennis shoes, I take my shoe off a lot. I take my driving shoe off a lot. I've noticed that about myself. You know what I'm saying? It just feels more comfortable that way. But especially if I have on like some slides or some house shoes, something that's gonna easily slip off. You know, I was driving one time and I had a water bottle, and the water bottle, I didn't have it in the cup holder. I had it sitting to my side, and when I hit the brakes, or was it? I think it was in the middle of my lap. Yeah. It was sitting between my lap, and when I hit the brakes, it fell and went down by the pedals. I was like, "Oh, that's dangerous," because it could get behind one of them that brake and get stuck. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful out here, man. Gotta be careful. Now, yesterday I covered that one of those monkeys that had escaped, one of those infectious monkeys that escaped, was shot and killed by a mother in Mississippi, right? And as I explained to y'all at the beginning of this live, majority of my stream was muted, or you couldn't catch the audio because I had some technicalities going on that I didn't know of. But anyway, yeah, so there was an infectious monkey shot in Mississippi by a mother who was, looking out for her family and the community, because she was saying that there's older people around here who can't protect themselves, you know what I'm saying? And there's kids out here who can't protect themselves. And so with that monkey, matter of fact, let me just pull this up before I play this video. Let me just pull it up since it didn't play yesterday. The video played, but you can hear what I was saying. So we just gonna play this video real quick, and then I'll play this one. Where did it go? Where did it go? Is this it? No, that's not it. Hold on. Where's that video that I had, man? Okay, I think this is it.
Well, this morning, we're hearing from the Mississippi mother who shot and killed one of those escaped lab monkeys.
You know, a lot of people are saying, why? Right? She said she did it to protect her kids. This happened Sunday.
Who in the hell who in the hell would say why? Who in the hell would say why? This motherfucker has herpes, COVID. Who knows it? And you want, man, people get on my damn nerves.
At the home in Heidelberg, Mississippi, between Meridian and Hattiesburg, real close to I-59. That's where the 3 monkeys escaped when a truck crashed animals on 59 last week.
Yeah, Jessica Bond said she called police, called the game warden, but had to make a decision because the primate came up on her porch. Said she shot twice.
You know, I have a 3-year-old, and, you know, what if it come back out, you know, had in the woods and come back out and try to attack her later on?
So here's the deal. Remember, the sheriff's office in Jasper County, Mississippi originally said, shoot them if you see them, because he said the primates had diseases. He got that from the truck driver. But he had to come back and change that when Tulane University said, nope, these are lab animals. They're tested. They're not sick.
Everybody just lying. Everybody. That's why you can't trust the media. I don't trust shit. I told you I worked in media. I worked in the news channel. I seen how they manipulate stories and change shit. I see how they don't even do a lot of research and they just grab information from their sister stations and they just regurgitate information. I seen it with my own 2 eyes, with my own 4 eyes. You know what I'm saying? I seen it. So you can't trust nothing. You have to do your own due diligence. You know what I'm saying? These people sat here and said that these monkeys are infectious and have all these diseases. Then on the other hand, the facility want to say that they're not infectious. So which one is it? Are they or are they not? Then they said all of the monkeys were shot. They said all of them were shot. There was none that escaped. But then they turn around and say, oh, there's 3 on the loose. What can we trust? Who can we trust? Is it 3 on the loose? Is it more? Did y'all kill any of them? What's going on? I don't trust nothing, man. I feel like it's more out there than what they saying.
Here's the thing. There are still 2 monkeys on the run somewhere.
It was 2 since the recording of that video, but I now have information that another one in Jasper County has been shot by a man. And right before I played this video, I think I saw a video where it says a final monkey. So I don't know if this is brand new information that's brewing right now as we speak, but we're finna get into it and see.
In the SIP.
In the SIP? Hold up, not the news anchor. Not the news anchor using slang. Talking about the SIP, talking about Mississippi.
Somewhere in the SIP.
Hold on, I gotta bring it back.
When Tulane University said, nope, these are lab animals. They're tested. They're not sick. Here's the thing. There are still 2 monkeys on the run somewhere in the SIP.
Or not that it matters. Just trying to figure out if she used a pistol or a long gun. Some Magnum shells were found there. I know there's a Magnum handgun, 350.
Damn, I thought she was black. I forgot she was white.
7.
She had her mind made up.
Decent shot, smallish animal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, this morning, we're hearing from the Mississippi mother who shot and killed one of those escaped lab monkeys.
You know, a lot of people are saying, why? Right? She said she did it to protect her kids. This happened Sunday at the home in Heidelberg, Mississippi. Between Meridian and
1 second, I just pulled up my laptop. Even words. You feel me? So give me a donate to the channel, you can do so by hitting the Cash App. It's floating at the bottom of the screen. That's Sheldon VYBEZ 903. Sheldon VYBEZ 903. Send your boy $1, 2 or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. I'm gonna feel great receiving your donation. Okay, here we go. I think we're picking up. Okay. Now, that happened in Mississippi. Is Jasper County in Mississippi? I don't know, but we're finna find out. There was another monkey apparently shot by a man in Jasper County. Let's get into it.
Has been shot and killed by a Jasper County resident. The rhesus monkeys were among 21 monkeys being transported from Louisiana when their truck crashed on I-59 last week. 12 News' Brandon Rains, he spoke with George Barnett, who says that his main concern was protecting his family and his neighbors.
George and Carrie Barnett were on their way to a family member's home in Vosburg Monday when Carrie spotted something unusual, a monkey running across County Road 39.
I looked to my right, just to check if traffic was there, and I saw what looked like a monkey, and I said, no. And I looked again, and it was a monkey. I said, baby, there's a monkey.
The Barnetts say the encounter left them and their children shaken. Unsure of what Anna might do, George returned home to grab a rifle.
The last thing I ever thought is that I'll get off my hometown exit and see a monkey crossing the road in South Mississippi. That was weird.
George Barnett says the monkey then ran into the woods and climbed a tree. When he approached the animal, he says it began to snarl, showing its teeth.
Damn, they should have thought to video it like the other lady did. I wonder if they did and just ain't showed us the footage yet. But I hope they did.
I went up to it and it was in the tree. It looked down at me and it opened its mouth. And I saw like these canines and chills went down my spine.
That's when George fired 2 shots.
He said these canines, them bad boys, probably 4-5 inches long,
killing the monkey. The family says they hated to do it, but felt they had no choice, worried about the safety of their children and loved ones who live nearby.
I was just thinking about, my kids, and my mom is 85 and my aunt is in her 70s. And just other elderly people in the community that like to be in their gardens and stuff like that. I couldn't imagine if something would have happened to them, man.
After calling 911, 2 men who said they were with the company responsible for transporting the monkeys arrived to recover the animals' remains. The Mississippi Department of Wildlife and Fisheries says the search continues for the remaining missing monkey from this incident. In Jasper County, Brandon Rains, 12 News.
Okay. Now, so now, says 4 hours ago, says final escape monkey captured alive in Mississippi. Oh, no. Let's see what's going down. Make sure that like button is lit.
We do have some breaking news on that escaped research monkey saga. Mississippi wildlife agents confirmed the final monkey has been recovered alive. Last night, we shared body cam video from responding officers in Jasper County, Mississippi, after a truck carrying monkeys from a 2-lane research facility crashed on October 28th. Deputies killed many of those monkeys at the crash scene. Our partners at NOLA.com report the final missing monkey was tranquilized and taken yesterday afternoon. Now, 2-Lane maintains the monkeys were not infectious. About a dozen monkeys survived the crash and had been picked up by Prelabs, which is the company they were being shipped to in Maryland.
You know what, man? I don't put nothing past nothing, man. I often scratch my head at a lot of shit, and I could be wrong, but a lot of times I feel like I'm right on the money. And I don't think nothing is a coincidence. I feel like, people don't think that the CIA and all kind of other shit, these intelligent groups, they don't think that they conspire to do things, and they do a lot. I feel like, how does it make sense that a truck full of monkeys crashed, okay? the monkeys escape? Were the monkeys not restrained or, you know, contained inside of the truck? Were they just inside of the truck and loose on the inside? Like, were they not in cages? See what I'm saying? So if the truck crashed, how they automatically just escape out? I don't know. And then, not only that, how do the police get there in enough time at the crash site to shoot majority of the monkeys? Why all these monkeys ain't done dispersed by the time the police got there? Monkeys ain't sitting there just sitting there, bro. Nah, they've been captive. They're gonna run free as soon as they get a chance. They're not gonna be sitting there at the crash site. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense to me, man. I feel like they put this shit in. I don't know. It's a lot of shit just don't make sense to me. A lot of shit just don't make sense to me. Then they had to wrap it up with a bow and put a nice little ending to the story that we captured one monkey alive. The final monkey has been captured alive. You know, I don't know, man. Call me crazy. Call me crazy. When you see motherfuckers playing in your face all the time, and you done been behind the scenes and you see how motherfuckers play in other motherfuckers' face, you be like, I get to looking at everything crazy. I'm sorry. Call me what you want, man. I'd rather be cautious than naive. You feel me? So call me what you want. Next story. We have a former St. Louis morning news anchor charged with killing her mother. You hear what I said? This woman went from giving the news to being the news. Jeez, man, how does that work? One second. Let me get this pulled up. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the stream. You can donate. Hit that Cash App at the bottom of the screen. It is floating at the bottom of the screen. One second. Bear with me. Come on now. All right. Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if we got a video of this on YouTube real quick. Oh, I'm gonna have to do a reaction to this. We got a whole video, a whole 20-minute video. But let me play this news. Let's play this. Okay, man, come on now. I'm gonna have to unplug my laptop because this shit is moving too damn slow.
Of stabbing her mother to death in Wichita, Kansas. Sheriff's Department records show 47-year-old Angelyn Mock is accused.
Fan Angie Mock.
Hey. A former news anchor is reportedly accused of stabbing her mother to death in Wichita, Kansas.
That's her?
Sheriff's Department records show 47-year-old Angelyn Mock is accused of first-degree murder and is being held on a $1 million bond.
Is this the same person?
Girl's biggest fan, Angie Mock.
Hey. A former news
Is that her?
News anchor is reportedly accused of stabbing her mother to death in Wichita, Kansas. Sheriff's Department records show 47-year-old Angelin Mock is accused of first-degree murder and is being held on $1 million bond. She has yet to make her first court appearance. Wichita police say they responded to a call at a home on Halloween morning. Cops found the suspect outside the house and the 80-year-old victim in her bed with multiple stab wounds. She was taken to the hospital but later pronounced dead.
I love highlighting so many cool and interesting things that come to the St. Louis area.
Mock went by Angie Mock when she was a reporter and anchor for St. Louis's Fox affiliate from 2011 to 2015, according to her LinkedIn profile. She has since worked in software sales. For Inside Edition Digital.
All right, now you heard that, right? So this is quite interesting because I was reading through some of the comments, right? And as I was explaining yesterday, you know, they try to excuse themselves, the suspected WS. They try to excuse their degenerate behaviors as they try to write them off as like mental illnesses and stuff like that. You know, like I mentioned, oh, y'all probably didn't hear me mention it because my mic was muted. But you know, like with the Dylan Roof, the Kyle Rittenhouses, the list can go on. Daniel Penny or whoever. They'll try to even with the guy that shot Charlie Kirk. Whenever they do something like that, they try to say that they had a mental illness or you know something was wrong with them. They always try to do that. So they was talking about maybe she was taking care of her mom or whatever, and you know, patients with dementia, and that was coming up with all kind of excuses for this lady in the comment section. Man. You see what I'm saying? But had that been a darker hue lady, that would have been calling her what they should be calling her, which is a murderer of your mom, your elderly mom. How could you do something like that? How could you do something like that and not be called evil? It gets written off as mental illness. Nah. Yeah. Let me see. Should I do one more? Yeah, we're gonna end it right there. Yeah, man. Hey, let me go and get up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Make sure that like button is lit. Subscribe to the channel. Share the stream. Bring it all the way back from the beginning. If you just pulling up, you know what I'm saying? The Cash App is floating at the bottom of the screen. Donate. Sheldon VYBEZ 903. You can shoot me stars on Facebook, super chats on YouTube, but I'd much rather you donate to that Cash App because I get 100% of the donations. You feel me? But until next time, I'm Sheldon Advised. I need y'all to be cool like the other side of the pillow. We about this.